This video started as a bit of a test of this circuit that I made recently, which senses static and whether lightning would make the light flash or just destroy the JFET that's on board. But it's turned into something of a preparedness video about backup power. We've had a power outage for about 3 hours. So let's see what happened, and let's see what happened to this. There we are with the weather at the moment. Not too grizzly, but certainly there's been lightning. Here's the circuit set up on top of this EcoFlow River 2 Pro. Hopefully we should see something from that LED. So yeah, as you can see, the cooker is off, microwave's off, everything's off in the house. And of course, fridge, nothing going on there. It is perhaps interesting to note that there's only 20 watts coming through at the moment from 300 watts of panels outside, because it is so dismal outside. So hopefully the power outage doesn't last too long, but I'm hoping the rest of the storm comes through and we can see if something happens. Because otherwise I might run out of power for the kettle. This has been really good, by the way. I've had it about 3 years now, used it every single day. It only uses 800 watts, and yeah, I mean, every time we've had power outages I can still make a brew and make a coffee. It's been fantastic. Anyway, here's the storm that's been going through, quite a sizable mass, and you can see how there's a build up behind as well, which I thought might well bring some lightning as well. That front edge at the right was what caused the 50 miles an hour winds, and of course knocked out our power. As to the weather itself, well, the rain's coming back in again now a bit. I think we've come out of that middle part. There's supposed to be some more storms on the way. Something else I'd like to point out while we've got this power outage is this fan is running very merrily, keeping me cool. It's summer and it's hot. So this is running on direct solar. I'll show the panel outside shortly. Now unfortunately you can't see it very well, but there's a circuit there and an on-off switch. The circuit is the same as this one. It's an LM2596S, and so what I do is I take the voltage coming in from the solar panel outside, about 20 volts, convert down to 12, and then yeah, there we are with the fan spinning away nicely. It just works all the time, no matter what's going on, even with the rain outside at the moment. Because it only uses about 3 or 4 watts or something, there's a 100 watt spare panel running it, so yeah, it'll just run and it'll keep me cool. Here is the panel out here. I'll just show it quickly because it is raining. But yeah, severely underutilised, but it was spare, so why not, you know? And it does power that fan all the time. These are the ones that are producing something to go back into the EcoFlow. These are the ones with snail tracks on them that are moved around here. And you can see actually quite clearly their snail track on this panel. So I don't know how long these are going to last, but while they do, they're charging up the EcoFlow power station. So that's the fan. Now moving on to something else that people have asked about, and sorry about all the mess. I wasn't expecting to be filming today or to have a power outage, but if you saw any of my energy harvesting type experiments where I would get a circuit like this and then could just hold one of the connections and touch onto something that isn't grounded, we could get oscillators to flash. And that's because over here in America there's only normally 2 pins to a plug, not 3, so the ground is very often not collected. But just to show, if I now touch the side of this with no power to the house, you can see nothing at all happens. And the same is true now that I've attached it to a grounding wire that runs out behind me through the window. There's about 10 feet of wire that then goes into the ground. So yeah, I'll show this in a minute when we do get power back, just the difference and the fact that it does normally run fine. Here I am in the future, and you can see that light is flashing away quite nicely. Back to the video. You know, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I've been talking to you in this sort of semi-darkness here. Well, I've got this power cube. It can make for about $50. I've shown it on the channel before. Got the inverter on it, and there we go. Light bulbs on. So, I mean, there we go. That was pretty obvious. Or indeed, connected to the mains output of this Gulu power station. There we go. Turn on the mains. I've got 60% on this, and the lights come on. So as I say, I don't really know why I didn't think of that before. There could do with some more power coming in, because if this carries on, this power outage, this power cut, then I'm going to have to start thinking about the fridge freezer and plugging that in for a while. So 36%, well, I could get a little half-hour run or something out of that, but wouldn't really do very well. What I'd have to do is take an extension from the main system in the other room and bring that in and power the fridge freezer from that. Hopefully we don't get to that point, but if we do, you'll see that happen. Right, about half an hour later, it has been a good couple of hours now with no power. So I've moved the EcoFlow down here next to the fridge. Let's give it some power and we'll see what happens. The fridge should kick in. Yep, there we go. So that's the initial spike there, 700 and something watts. Comes on down, about 107. So yeah, apparently at 36% it'll run the fridge for 2 hours, but what I think I'll do is let it run for about half an hour and see how we go there, because of course we've got no solar coming in even though it's plugged in. And as you can see, it's working fine, lights on. So I'll just run that for half an hour. I mean, it's one thing to remember, isn't it? You might have a solar backup, but you need some solar. I was just stood here thinking about that, and I could actually connect up to the car, because these Prius hybrids, you can connect up an inverter to the main battery pack, and of course when that runs down to about, well, 2 bars on the display, then the engine will kick in, it'll charge it back up again. Hello cat. And you can just carry on running some devices. So that's one other option for the fridge freezer. Use the car. While the fridge is now running, I've just thought to come outside and check, because the wind's coming through at about 50 miles an hour. So first thing really is the main solar array here, 1000 watts. Just check the wires are all okay after that wind. And also this solar shade here, which is over the tomatoes. Yeah, that one there that came from a pair of curtains, oh heck, yep, that suffered a little bit with that wind. This main one though is okay. And just to say, I've been very pleased with these tomatoes this year. I've got about 200 growing. Also, of course, this circuit won't be firing if there's no lightning, but I've just noticed I've turned the pot on the bottom left there round a little bit. The lights come on, and now if I touch this wire, this detection wire, that light goes out and I release and it comes back on again. So that is actually a bit different running, and I don't know whether that's to do with atmospherics or whether it's simply because it's sat on the top of the EcoFlow. But yeah, that's a bit different running. Anyway, at least there's been that, even though there's been no more lightning. Now, let's check the EcoFlow out, see where it's at with this continued power outage. Oh, and there we go. Yep, there you go, live. Power's just come back. There we go. The light's on, as it was overnight above the cooker. Flashing there, 12 o'clock. And of course, more devices are now on as well. Well, there we go, live. So while it has run for nearly half an hour, let's have a look what's on the EcoFlow. Yeah, 29% left, still saying 2 hours it could have run. 22 watts coming in, and the fridge freezer is using 91 watts. So there we are, we've now got power back, but it was a really good test of what can happen when you get an unexpected power outage, but also when you expect the weather to be a lot better. And yeah, it's always worth doing this kind of a test and making sure that your devices, your backup power is sorted out for anything. And it's lucky it didn't happen at midnight last night, something like that. So although we didn't get this to fire off with the lightning, you know, I can try it again at some time later on. It has been a popular question, what happens with lightning, and would it in fact just blow up that JFET there if the lightning strikes were close? I do hope to find out. Anyway, I hope that was interesting to you. Good luck with your own power cuts and your own backup plans. See you in the next video.